the overmatched talent. The opponent in front of him can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker, and a different psyche.
How many fights does he have?
Well, Tallon just got knocked, and Butterbean
at Tall Jones, the great defensive lineman from the Dallas Cowboys.
Some counterpunching of his own. Butterbean missing with the right hand, scoring with a left and a right as Tallon
fought a guy who was just even close to a
knockout. And he sends Tallon down here. Butterbean,
one of them against Tallon. After having turned pro in '85.
Round heavyweight bout, Kevin Tallon, and favorite, king of the 4-rounders. A third-round knockout against Patrick Graham.
This is his second fight this week for Butterbean because he fought on Wrestling Day. He won a one-round KO over, takes it where the most cameras are, so he can go about it. He's a gutsy guy, he can punch a little bit to do his thing, which is to entertain. And
September the 18th, he scored a third-round deuce. Last year in Boise, Idaho, a 4-round decision again. Was Kenny Keene fought in the main event. Where's the name Butterbean come from? You look at his big chins, and he was over the weight.
Tallon is a guy who had a big period from '85 to '97, 12 after having turned pro in '85. The 10th by Benjamin Baker. Yeah, you got to get guys that are not real gifted.
Was more than willing to mix it up with Butterbean. And
if you need anything else, a decision to Andre Crowder, a 6-round decision. One of them against Tallon.
Butterbean, a little head movement. Right hand of his own.
That are going to act like Ali.
Come to the end of round number 1. Butterbean in control. Some counterpunching of his own. Butterbean missing with the right hand, scoring with a left and a right as Tallon won. And Kevin Tallon, and you see that Butterbean thinks so.
I mean, Butterbean will play key jobs to be in the team, to, promote himself.
But Mitchell Rose did back in 1995 for New York.
Not that we want to be too critical. I see Butterbean putting his hands behind the guy. Obviously, he wants to keep his hands free. He wants to.
Do they sometimes get a little bit overlooked? Is he maybe a little bit?
He's had all these fights. Let's face it. He's 40. What's he? 40. How many fights does he have?
Well, Tallon just got knocked, and Butterbean can knock out. And he sends Tallon down here in the Butterbean, 0-inch Cole with the count.
Like I was saying earlier, you do learn. And there are little subtle things he does. He slipped, do those things real well.
Without clean off the mouthpiece of Tallon, who is Butterbean. And control in this 4-round to pound the overmatched Tallon. 3, 4, 7. Remember, under the unified rules, you cannot be saved by the bell. The round does come to an end.
Listen, don't stay in front of him. That we talked about giving him credit. He gets himself into range. He switches to the body, goes back up to the head. If he stays on him. There again, as he's going down, no, that's not true. That is not.
Yeah,
he's calm. He doesn't get excited in there with this. Why? Not because he's not in shape, because he would get so better than that.
Well, as you know, the guys, and they're always asking about Butterbean with Butterbean, and it's like, no, it's just not that easy. Basketball. It's not that easy.
I mean, look at to look back on those things. Mark Gastineau, they had him fought a guy who was just even close to it. Because he's a football player, doesn't mean that he's able to go in there and at Tall Jones, the great defensive lineman from the Dallas Cowboys.
He gets batted around by Butterbean.
He's pretty well, even though of the wide variety beneath. He knows if he misses the head.
There had been some talk about Butterbean. I don't think Shaq with $100 million for the step in the ring and would punch, but some skills.
Yeah, I mean, again, Shaquille O'Neal would beat him because he's a bigger guy. He's a big, strong animal. It's a whole different psyche.
They think he's Michael Jordan at this point.
Ending is because Butterbean's punches obviously are wide, so a lot of time Tallon does. Butterbean's picking him. Got a guy in front of him who's covering up, so he brings the uppercut up. Try to
the opponent in front of him can nail him a little bit, like Funmaker, and Butterbean finishes him off here in round number 3. So Butterbean picks up his 32nd stop for the second consecutive fight.
You just want to take a quick look at him.
The fan favorite, Butterbean, goes on. Congratulations for taking. We'll take a look at the knockouts that stop.
Be the aggressive. The right hand there's the big punch. He followed the left hook. So instead of a job, he's leaning forward, was covered up. He brings the uppercut up, and then he goes up top. He did make the punches, the return punches miss. The right hand over top, and that's what was the finisher right there. Straight up, you can land that overhand right. It doesn't have to be.
Butterbean comes into Chattanooga, Tennessee, and gets the job. He stops Kevin Tallon in round